Sauron wasn't as effective as a villain as he could have been in the Lord of the Rings movies, but the Rings of Power Halbrand fixes this problem. The Prime Video series took some liberties with Tolkien canon, giving Sauron a form called Halbrand that had never been described in the source material. Of course, the Silmarillion did explain that. Before the Lord of the Rings, the Middle-earth villain had the ability to take different forms, and he used this to seduce and influence various people. Still, the central Lord of the Rings books and movies lacked this information, and Sauron's character kinda suffered as a result. Though the Lord of the Rings books and movies never gave much depth to Sauron's character, the Silmarillion described how the Dark Lord used to use the beautiful form of Anatar to trick the elves and men of the Tolkien universe into doing what he wanted. Both the Lord of the Rings books and movies took the perspective of the heroes, and the Middle-earth villain felt more like an invisible force than a physical threat. In Peter Jackson's trilogy, Sauron was depicted as a sort of armored monster before he lost his One Ring, and by the start of Frodo's journey, he was just a flaming eye atop his tower in Mordor. This made this Dark Lord of Middle-earth seem somewhat lacking in the ways of villains. Aside from just being evil, there was very little known about his character, if Sauron could even be called that. In the Lord of the Rings book, Sauron was discussed a little more and was considered an actual person with plans and goals, as well as a physical form. In the Silmarillion, readers could learn more about Sauron's history and see him more as an actual Lord of the Rings character. Even then, the Silmarillion read more like a history book than a novel, so Tolkien fans have never had the chance to get to know the characters introduced there. According to Tolkien's notes, Sauron had turned away from Morgoth's mission before the Dark Lord was defeated and reunite the beings of Middle-earth and rule over a beautiful and healed new world. So Halbrand wasn't lying in the Rings of Power Season 1 finale when he told Galadriel that he wanted to fix the damage done by Morgoth.